Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Software Engineering Pathway. I'm Sam, and today we reach the moment of truth. We are diving into Skill 21, S21, determine, refine, adapt and use appropriate software engineering methods, approaches and techniques to evaluate software engineering project outcomes. We've built the software, we've handled the problems, but we aren't finished. The concept I want you to adopt today is that of the scientist. A scientist doesn't run an experiment and then say, I think it went well. They measure the results. They evaluate the data. Our goal is to learn how to prove the value of your work. Did the software solve the problem defined in S16? Is it fast? Is it secure? S21 is about moving from opinion, it looks good, to fact, it reduced latency by 40%. Let's decode the standard. S21 is a structured process. First, you determine the method. How will we know if we succeeded? You choose key performance indicators, KPI, or metrics. Second, you use the method. You run the performance test script. You send the user feedback survey. You collect the data. Third, you evaluate. You look at the data and make a judgment. We aimed for 200 milliseconds latency, but got 400 milliseconds. Why? The outcome of S21 isn't just a number, it's a conclusion. The project was a partial success because we met functionality goals but missed performance targets. That is honest evaluation. With quantitative evaluation, these are the hard numbers. They don't have feelings. You evaluate performance using load testing tools. The system handled 1,000 concurrent users. You evaluate quality using static analysis. We achieved 85% code coverage. You evaluate efficiency. We reduced the deployment time by 15 minutes. If you can attach a number to your success, you make it undeniable. This is the language business leaders understand. Next is qualitative evaluation. Software is used by humans, so we must measure the human experience. This involves user acceptance testing, UAT. Did the client actually say, yes, this works? It involves surveys. You might ask users to rate the new feature. It involves peer reviews. A senior engineer telling you, this code is much easier to maintain, is a valid qualitative evaluation outcome. Remember, a system can be technically perfect, super fast and secure, but if users hate the interface, it is a project failure. S21 requires you to evaluate both sides. The standard also mentions refining and adapting. Sometimes, your initial plan for evaluation was wrong. Maybe you planned to measure user delight, but realized that's impossible to quantify. So you adapt your method to measure time on page instead. Or maybe you realized your performance target of 10 milliseconds was physically impossible due to network lag, so you refined the success criteria to a realistic 50 milliseconds. This isn't cheating, it's calibration. It ensures your evaluation is meaningful, not just a box-ticking exercise. How does S21 apply to you? As a software engineer, your primary evaluation method is your test suite. If 100% of tests pass, that is a strong evaluation of functional success. But you go further. You use post-release monitoring tools like New Relic or Datadog. You watch the error rates after you deploy. Your evaluation might be, the refactor was a success not because it added features, but because it reduced the time it takes to fix bugs by 50%. That is a powerful outcome. Here is how you can apply S21 tomorrow. Action 1. Define. Before you mark your current ticket as done, define success. Write it down. Success equals the page loading in under 1 second. Action 2. Measure. Don't guess. Open Chrome DevTools. Check the network tab. Is it under 1 second? Screenshot it. That is data. Action 3. Ask. Send a quick message to the user who requested the feature. On a scale of 1 to 5, is this better? Get the data before you claim the work is finished. For your portfolio, use star. This is the proof of value story. Situation. We launched a new search feature with the goal of improving user retention. Task. I needed to evaluate if the technical work actually delivered the business value. Action. I determined that search usage frequency was the key metric to track engagement. I used Google Analytics to gather data for 2 weeks post-launch. I evaluated this against the previous month's baseline. Result. Usage was up 20%, confirming the project was a success. Reflection. I learned that launching the feature isn't the end of the project. Evaluating the impact is the final, crucial step. In your major project, S21 is your evaluation chapter. Create a success table. List your original objectives from Chapter 1. List the metric you chose to measure them. List the actual result. And finally, the verdict, pass or fail. Include visuals, graphs of your load tests, screenshots of thank you, emails from users. My advice, be honest. If you aimed for 100 milliseconds and got 150 milliseconds, write partial pass and explain why. Assesses respect, honesty, and analysis more than fake perfection. Let's wrap up. We've learned that S21 is about being a project scientist. We follow the cycle, determine the metric, gather the data, and evaluate the success. We balance hard numbers, quantitative, with human experience, qualitative. Your next step is to look at your last task. Can you find a number that proves it worked? In our next session, we will look at S22, where we take this evaluation and turn it into lessons learned for the future. Remember, you can't manage what you don't measure. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you now feel more confident in mastering this topic. If you found value in this session, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and follow our channel. It really means a lot to me and helps the algorithm show these lessons to other apprentices just like you who need support. Don't forget, you can download today's slides and the full transcript at www.mentorinai.com EPA Hub. While you are there, check out our mock interview and portfolio review services to make sure you are fully ready for your EPA. See you in the next video. Keep learning.